Welcome to Take It from the Iron Woman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Iron Woman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Iron Woman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. We've spoken to Laura before. She's the CEO and founder of the Team Lipstick that started in New York. Let's listen to another episode with her. And now let's talk a little bit more about the business side and the leadership. Before we recorded, we said we can take many things into the business that we learn from sports. So what is your experience, obviously with your fantastic background working for CNN? And I have to add something. When Sanjay Gupta did his triathlon, the New York City triathlon, I beat him. I think not by much, but I beat him.
You beat him? That's
Yes.
not good because I was his coach.
I think as a woman, this was my accomplishment. This was cool.
That's so great. I'm glad you did. It was his first race.
I think so, but a fantastic person. I saw him and I was so honored. I've been following him. Congratulations what you've done for him and for the people who are following him. I think this is amazing.
He was very interested in leveling up people's lives. So he picked a handful of his viewers each year to go through this triathlon program. So it was people who had, really bad things happen in their life, either health-wise or family-wise or some kind of tragedy. And he would take them through this program. And I was the athletic director for that program so that they could change their lives because sport does that.
Wow. Now I'm even more honored that I can meet you because I followed his program and I was like, how can I contribute or be part of this? So now I'm a little part of this. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for what you have done. But tell us a little bit about the entrepreneurship in the business for the lipstick or whatever entrepreneur you are.
I think that women who are successful in business, it's not just business that they strive to achieve. There's a lot of things about their life that they just need to achieve on a regular basis. Like they need to try new things. They like challenging themselves. And so I think that what you learn in sport, we have a lecture that we do with Team Lipstick called the athlete mentality. And it's basically how you take that mentality and bring it into your everyday life for success. I just think it's true because we had so many really high-powered women on Team Lipstick. We had a lot of women who own their own companies or women who were CEOs or women who were the breadwinners for their families. And it was just interesting to see that they not only showed up for training 5-6 days a week for 3 different sports, but they also were raising kids and running a business and doing all these things.
And what are the tips? Can you share the secrets to the listeners?
For the athlete mentality. Yeah. So it's when you do something, whatever it is, you want to do it in a way that the most successful people do it. So if you're going to do a triathlon, you're going to race the same way that the professionals race. So that's why you clip into your bike. That's why you ride a road bike. Team Lipstick did this from day one. Like if you want to be the best, you're going to have to train and act and pursue like the best, like what they do, even if it is just, look, I just want to finish this race, right? Let's still do it in the highest quality way possible. And it's the same thing with business. I remember a job. I was working at the New York Stock Exchange once, and I was basically their project manager for this company that had the phone systems on the trading floors, and I had an office in the New York Stock Exchange. And then they decided to officially, because I was doing the job, unofficially interview people for the job. And I was like, well, of course I'm going to interview. I'm already doing the job, and I didn't get it. And I thought, this is crazy. So I started thinking, like, what would someone in the Olympics do? What would someone who wants to win this medal, the gold medal, do? So I walked back into the interviewer's office when I heard I didn't get it. And I said, this is not okay with me. I've been doing the job for 2 years. I have the connections. I'm the one who got this off the ground, and I'm not okay with this answer. And I really want you to rethink hiring me for the position because I am the best person for the job. And the next day he took me to lunch and said, it's yours. So I think it's that kind of athlete mentality. It's something that you learn when you have to train for a sport. You're going to go through some bad days. But if you show up, then you're going to develop some amazing tools.
I hope the listeners are really carefully listening. I get goosebumps just listening to you, but that's exactly what we want in women. Step up. Don't be afraid. If you're the most qualified person, you want to get that job. So you need to have that bite that you get when you are competing. And I think actually the competition is helping you to be maybe more edgy and more courageous. And that's what you learn with the team lipstick for sure.
Competition is with yourself for the most part. So you can enter any kind of running race. I know you've done a bunch of them yourself, marathons and triathlons, but it's not about winning that actual race. It's just about winning. Winning doesn't mean getting on a podium. It means you have ticked a box that, you know, you've hit you worked for it. You know, you went through a 12-week program and you worked for it. And now you have this accomplishment that you get to tell stories about. Very powerful.
Nobody can take it away from you. I think that's also one thing. You work, like you said, a 12-week program, you show up every single day. And what I think is important, I used to be a running coach for the New York Roadrunners. We showed up in rain, in snow, when it's like 100 degrees. We were there. And I remember one night it was pouring rain, and not pouring, it was pouring rain. And there were people, we were entering Central Park. There were people going back, and I had a group and I said to them, you're coming with us. You're not going back. And they came with us. And when we were done, everybody was drenched. They were like, thank you so much. This was the best workout ever. So especially when it's hard, when it's pouring rain, that's when you bond with the people, and that's when the best comes out of you. I think that's what I see in many people. And I also have to say, when the mascara runs down, I give the mascara talk. Please let all the women know if the mascara runs down, let them know something wrong here. This is also how we support each other.
Absolutely, because doing something by yourself that's hard is certainly not as fun as doing it with others, and it's not as attractive to do it all by yourself. I think being part of a team is just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I agree with you about the rain. We've cycled in the snow. I mean, granted, we didn't go out in the snow, but it did start snowing during our ride. And we were like, this is amazing. And we pulled our bikes into a bike shop because we were about 30 miles out of the city. And we all went in there and we bought gloves and socks and extra, you know, like hats and scarves and things that we could put on ourselves so we could cycle back to the city without freezing. But that story and that experience, it stays with you. Like you said, no one can take it away from you, and you know what you're capable of.
And I think to add something, I think a lot of women don't dare, right? As you said, when the team was done in the evening, when you had a drink or dinner, people were wearing the medals. So we need to wear those medals much more, or even bring it to the office or whenever we can, or have it in the background when you have a Zoom meeting. If you have done it, it's not bragging.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with bragging, you know, because if I say to you, oh my goodness, I did this triathlon, look at all my medals. If you're the right kind of person for me to engage with, you're going to say, that's amazing. Tell me a story. Tell me about one of these races where you know, just tell me your experience. And if you're not the right person for my inner circle or someone I'm going to spend any kind of time with, then you'll probably be like, that's nice. Oh, she's bragging. That's not the attitude that we want women to have. We want them to support each other, not envious or jealous, or just open and supportive. Because honestly, you can do it yourself if you want to, right? You can have a wall full of medals. I threw mine out when I moved to Spain. Can you believe that?
No.
They were heavy. And I was like, I would have to buy an extra suitcase because, you know, 10 years of triathlon and 10 years of ballroom dance, there was a lot of trophies. And I took pictures of them and I wrote them all down on a a document that I saved, and I threw them out.
Okay. Well, we can also donate the medals, right? I think there's an organization.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it's for smaller races or people or race directors who don't have that much money. So I think you can donate medals. That would have been one thing.
Next time. I have to get some more now.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that you moved to Spain when we talk about your 2021 venture?
When I decided to move to Spain, I had so many people ask me, how did you do it? How did you do it? I wanted to answer them in a way that told them something. So I said, I booked a flight. That's how I did it. And yeah, I booked a flight. And I got rid of my medals. So, but that's what I say, because if you want to do something, you can. If you think you can't, then you just need to figure out why you think you can't and walk around that wall to the other side, because it wasn't easy saying goodbye to my friends and family and moving to a foreign country. I said to myself, I could just turn around and come back. I can stay for 1 year and come back and I'll have a major adventure. And now I've been there for 3 years and I go back and forth all the time. So, but the best decision of my life. It's amazing.
Listen up. It's a big thing, but I like what you said. You can always go back. What's wrong with that? I know as a coach, I'm pushing people, try it out. And when we say trying, that doesn't really mean we're doing it. So book that flight, go to Spain. If that has been your dream, why not? We can learn from Laura's. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And good luck with all your ventures and more adventures to come. I know they will come. So thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Wow, what a cool story. Team Lipstick. What are you taking away? Put on your lipstick when you're done with the event. Take it from the Iron Woman. We have episodes every Monday, every Wednesday. Check in, chime in. There's something for everybody, something inspirational and motivational. Take It from the Iron Woman is also a book. You can get it on Amazon. It's either an ebook or a paperback. And coaching and mentoring is available for everybody.